keep the blue light of home. Memories, habits, experiences, family, friends. Threads of a life gliding on the wind, carrying them close about me, my talismans, entwining structures of being, memories, binding with the learning of the new. On my pathway, gazing upward through a canopy of leaves, kaleidoscopes layering, creating domed spaces in which yellows, greens, and reds, some leaves deeply purple, sun backlit, caught, suspended, glowing jewels of the season, drops of Scuppernong wine, grape wine illuminating the day. Passing beneath, I am blessed with presence and with hope. One foot and then another. Walking a pathway of scarlet light, illuminating the afternoon. Sunsets, when the tallest leaves see the sun's last rays of light. Shadows can confuse the way. Night crawlers meet daybreak. Crossing lands, paths, one foot and then another foot. Moments, treading grasses, sweet, heady fragrance released when stems bend or break, biting the tender stems for their nectar, and perhaps memories of childhood games and simple pleasures. Few clearings, no meadows, no cover, one foot and then another foot. No roadways, you must make your own path. Smell the air, follow the winds, or yield to their pressure at your back. Follow the scent of the winds. Do not lean into pain or weakness. Stand tall. Which way to go? One foot and then another, and your path will rise up before you. The miracle of the path rising up to meet you, making way for your feet, finding itself through grasses, marshes, and beneath trees so tall they shade the sky. Walking with comrades in arms. I have walked many roads, but this is different. Alone. This is different. Watchful. Different. More purposeful, as rarely I have ever been. My feet be on the ground, yet I soar. I am an eagle in glory, surveying new terrain. A single small white butterfly, stark against the forest as it flutters through the afternoon. I wait for what is to come, seeking omens and signs. I am a free man. My intent is to survive. Crown of thorns, considered an instrument of the passion, intended to cause pain and to mock authority. It symbolizes the curse of sin from Adam and Eve. It calls to pain and degradation, humiliation and dishonor, perhaps more about mockery than pain. Thorns, the curse of sin, authority mocked. Sin, equaling slavery, encompassing pain, degradation, and humiliation. Through unavoidable tangles of briars and vines, wild crab apple trees blooms fruity, their startling thorns marking my body, reminders of the pain and suffering endured, crowning my resilience and my hopes, offerings of skills and determination, reconfiguring the flag. Encountering the sea for the first time, the vastness of a horizon disappearing into mists and light, into clouds and invisible lines of demarcation, sky enveloping water, astounding metamorphoses of water into sky. I am confounded and amazed. Listening to the shell, hear those deep, edgy blues rising from the sea. Listening to the shell, hearing those deep, edgy blues before they were ever named. Hear the winds moaning, caught in its spiral. Deep, edgy blues rising among the waves. And the moon in the sky, reflecting the moon on the swells of the sea. Hard rain. Branches cast moon shadows on grass still wet after the storm has passed, and serenity claims the night. Weather coming up from the south, the smell of it, heavy with the smell of wet, yellowing leaves mounting on the ground before the winds catch them and toss them high. The smell of grasses that have lost their green, and sometimes the imagining of tropical seas and the faintest whiffs of their bounty. Cool, damp air surrounds us these days, and the fine, steady rain. We are in the next season. Wool, when wet, protects up just so far. It is what we have. The wet wool smell reminding me of what I have left behind, of what awaits me when I return. The gibbous moon. The gibbous moon, not full but slightly waning, losing its light to the clouds and the night skies, hangs, tangled in the bare branches high on the trees. That I can clearly see. In another season, this moon would be a growing time for plants, sending roots down and down and down into the rich earth, anticipating harvests. Into the air, leaves shudder, trying to fall. They fly. Soaring flocks of birds they be. South of the North Star, he gathered all together and walked on out into the day. Aftermath. Handfuls of mint gathered from the shady, damp side of the field, laid carefully around and atop the bodies on which large black flies were feasting. In their greed, become heavy and clumsy in the shade of the afternoon sun. Aftermath, a child again, funeral gifts, offerings, these sacraments of ritual and unanticipated farewells. Fireflies. As cultural signifiers, they can indicate the changing of the seasons, as a metaphor of abundance. fireflies and constellations, dustings of flickerings spiraling to the tops of trees into the warm, humid twilight hours of early summer days. There until the darkness in all the fullness of its glory claims them. Rhythmic flashings and twinklings sing me to rest, my lullabies. I cannot close my eyes to the dance of these cool confusions, these confusions of cool yellow-green light. They be an abundance of points on my map. An abundance of points on my map they be. Markers on my map. Each night of their existence, rising up to greet me. In the month of June, there are fireflies high into the pine trees, adorning branches with their meanderings. Beacons of light and dreams mounting to the sky. Whispers of light in summer nights as we sleep. Some of the many roads home, a multitude of roads to elsewhere. In the stillness of before, I find solace, gathering my soul and dreams for the afterwards. Each battle time different, yet the same. We aspire to survive. We desire to live beyond. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. And if I die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. And if in battle I do fall, good Lord, remember I gave my all. Comforting words, those from childhood, come in the darkness, protection against the elements. This be the rage in me, this be the calm, the hope, the resolution. Should ever I walk this way again, it will be with you besides me, whether in the flesh or solidly in memory. I will show you the depressions in the grasses, where I pitched my tent and made my bed, and the lingering scent of pine trees that gave me on what to lay my head, and the faint signs of extinguished embers of cook's fires, where was prepared our morning meal, or evening meal, if a victory that day was won. Had I but known an oldest daughter's voice on learning about this family member, myself, sense of belonging, participating, of validating presence in the face of assumptions to the contrary, arising from ignorance and fears. Waking to the stillness of dark and leaves silent on the trees, waiting. The wind and the trees make leaf songs, each one different. Leaf songs, sorrow songs, hope songs. From the ash, the poplar, the maple, the birch, and the willow. It slides over broad catalpa leaves. Their seed pods, some call them Indian cigars, dangling muted chimes. Winds sound along pine branches, separating each needle, bending it, harp notes blending into the day. The leaves of August's last days, not yet fallen to ground, imperceptibly relinquishing their green, yielding to the golden essences beneath and within, transforming the morning light. Leaves on the north side of the tree have already turned, their reds and deep yellows glowing with first light, reminding me of home. Leaves on the south side of the tree have remained green, admitting only the faintest of golden tinges when the winds and the light concur. Persistence in the face of change. I wait for the day of complete transformation, this sudden magic. Beneath and within yellow substrate, turning the twilight golden. Green to yellow, to yellow. Leaves change, fortunes change, lives change.